portion of the Public Facilities Commission meeting dealing with the Department of Neighborhood Development.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before us today is the Department of Neighborhood Development. We have the Chief and Director for D&D, Sheila Dillon, and we have vote number 1 with us is Christine McQuarrie. She's a Senior Program Manager with the Boston Home Center Division, a part of the Department of Neighborhood Development team. Vote number 1 concerns a request to accept and expend a grant from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to implement foreclosure prevention counseling services. The grant amount is $189,573.55. Christine, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here for an accept and expend vote request for Division of Banks, Commonwealth of Mass, Chapter 206 Grant for Foreclosure Prevention and Intervention Services. The City of Boston Department of Neighborhood Development applied for this grant in December 2017, and we were awarded a grant of $189,573.55 for foreclosure prevention and counseling for Boston homeowners. The Division of Banks this year awarded $1.5 million for first-time homebuyer counseling and foreclosure prevention services across the state. This is the 11th year that D&D has been awarded this grant. The grant covers the calendar year 2018. D&D will use these grant funds for technical assistance for D&D's nonprofit foreclosure prevention counselors. We have 5 agencies throughout the City of Boston who are contracted to provide free and confidential foreclosure prevention counseling to Boston homeowners. Our nonprofit partners are chosen through a competitive, publicly advertised request for proposal process. Our current partners are Urban Edge, Nuestra Comunidad Development Corporation, ABCD using the Mattapan Family Services, Codman Square NDC, and Ecumenical Social Action Committee, ESAC. We will also use these funds to expand marketing efforts so that we're able to reach more Boston homeowners, as well as for technical training for our program staff. These additional funds are going to allow us to increase one of our components, home preservation services for Boston homeowners. This is a component we added in 2017. It allows us to help people who are struggling with their housing payments, but not necessarily because of their mortgage issues. So we can provide more in-depth counseling to those homeowners. D&D, the numbers of people that we are serving has remained steady this year. So far, we have helped 203 people, new intake cases, as compared to last year when there were 228. Even though the foreclosure petition indeeds in the City of Boston have gone down, petitions are down by 32%, and foreclosure deeds have been down by 35%. We continue to see homeowners who are struggling to make their housing payments. We have assisted this year 200 people assume a positive resolution, which we identify as a loan modification, refinance, a sale of a property, litigation, or bankruptcy. Most of our homeowners receive modifications, 72% this year has. D&D's foreclosure and prevention services are key to providing homeowners with the assistance needed to address these issues earlier in the process. The people who come to us, for the most part, are coming to us when they are at delinquent or at risk. That's about 71% of our clientele. Only about 29% of those that we serve have already been petitioned. It's very important that we reach them earlier in the process so we're better able to serve their needs and help them get out of their situations. This money will help us expand that outreach and hopefully reach people earlier in the process. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Christine. Any questions from commissioners?
Congratulations on, again, 11 years. And
thank you.
And I think it's excellent.
Well, thank you. Commend you for the work that you're doing, and make a motion that we approve this accept and expend.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Christine.
Vote number 1 is approved. Vote number 2 is with Ryan Lundergan. He's a housing development officer with the Neighborhood Housing Development Division of D&D. The vote request is a conveyance to Oxbow Urban LLC. Concerns vacant land located at 17 and 19 Helen Street, 115 Wheatland Avenue, 242 to 244 Norwell Street, an unnumbered parcel on Norwell Street, and 78 Spencer Street in Dorchester. The purchase price in total for these parcels is $600. Ryan, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ryan Lundergan. I'm a development officer in the Neighborhood Housing Development Division here at the Department of Neighborhood Development. I'm here requesting the Public Facilities Commission approval for the tentative developer designation conveyance of Oxbow Urban LLC for the parcels identified in the vote package in the Dorchester section of Boston. D&D conducted an extensive public process that resulted in this vote request. 2 community meetings were held to discuss the development of the parcels. A request for proposals was issued on April 18th, 2018, and advertised in the State Central Register and the Boston Herald. 2 development teams applied to the RFP, and 1 was determined to meet the eligibility criteria. The eligible developer was invited to the community meeting to present their proposal, and on November 15th, 2017, the Public Facilities Commission approved the tentative developer designation of Oxbow Urban LLC. I'd like to point out that the Public Facilities Commission granted a 12-month period for the tentative developer designation, and I'm here 6 months later requesting for the conveyance. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. I also have provided 3 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is a site map. The second is our front elevations of 242, 244 Norwell Street and the unnumbered Norwell Street parcel. And also 115 Wheatland Ave and 117 and, 17 and 19 Helen Street. And the third is of 78 Spencer Street front elevation. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits. 7 total new housing units, including 7 home ownership units. Of the total units, 4 are affordable home ownership units. 2 will be marketed at 80% area median income, and 2 at 100% area median income will be deed restricted, remain affordable for 50 years. The project will revitalize 6 parcels of underutilized vacant land in the neighborhood that have been in D&D's inventory an average of 29 years. And the project's also expected to create over 13,000 construction hours, which will be generated among the building trades. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Congratulations, this is a great project. 29 years on the city rolls. It's quite an
Definitely.
achievement.
Yeah, I just want to further comment, again, being able to get it from designation in 6 months. This is a great job, great record you guys have been doing in getting these projects off the city's.
A great work. I make a motion that we approve vote number 2.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Vote number 2 is approved.
Vote number 3.
Vote number 3, I note for the record that Commissioner Irish is recusing himself from the vote. He has a residence on Angel Street. There is no conflict of interest. However, he is recusing himself from the discussion and from voting on the matter. Vote number 3 is presented as well by Ryan Lundergan, again, Housing Development Officer with the Neighborhood Housing Development Division of D&D. This is a conveyance to Oxbow Urban LLC, vacant land located at 21, 22, 28, 37 Angel Street, and 12 and 14 Lawrence Street in Mattapan. The purchase price in total for these parcels is $600. Ryan, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Thank you. I'm here requesting Public Facilities Commission approval for the tentative developer designation conveyance of Oxbow Urban LLC for the parcels identified in the vote package in the Dorchester section of Boston. D&D conducted an extensive public process that resulted in the vote request. 2 community meetings were held to discuss the development of the parcels. A request for proposals was issued on June 26, 2017 and advertised in the State Central Register and the Boston Herald. 1 development team applied to the RFP and was determined to meet the eligibility criteria. The eligible developer was invited to a community meeting to present their proposal, and on December 13th, 2017, PFC approved the tentative developer designation of Oxbow Urban LLC. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. I've also provided 3 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is a site map. The second is a front elevation of 21 and 37 Angel Street and 28 Angel Street. The third is 22 Angel Street and 12-14 Lawrence Street front elevations. In summary, if PFC approves the request, it will result in the following public benefits: 8 total new housing units, including 8 homeownership units. Of the total units, 4 affordable homeownership units. All 4 will be at 100% AMI and will be deed restricted for 50 years. And the project will revitalize 6 parcels of underutilized land in the neighborhood. It's also expected to create 17,897 construction hours, which will be generated jobs among building trades. In addition, by returning these properties to the tax rolls, the city can expect to recoup an additional $32,995 in the first year tax revenue. I'm here to answer any questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Ryan. Any questions? Commissioner Moley? I would move that we vote in favor of this.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you. Vote number 3 is approved, and I just note for the record that all the properties are located in Dorchester, and to excuse my reference to Mattapan. Vote number 4 is being presented by Ryan Lundergan. This vote concerns an amendment to the vote of May 17th, 2017 to extend the tentative designation and intent to sell period from 24 to 36 months to Hearth Incorporated. This is vacant land located at 16 Ronald Street in Roxbury. Brian, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Thank you. I'm requesting the Public Facilities approval for the tentative developer designation extension of Hearth Inc. for the parcels identified in the vote package in the Roxbury section of Boston. D&D conducted an extensive public process that resulted in the vote request. PFC approved the tentative developer designation of Hearth Inc. At the Public Facilities Commission, which they initially voted to approve the tentative developer designation of Hearth Inc. on June 15th, 2016. The PFC voted to extend the tentative designation period at the May 17th, 2017 Public Facilities meeting from 12 to 14 months to allow time for the developer to seek funding from the Department of Housing and Community Development. Since the extension of the tentative developer designation, the developer has submitted a fair housing marketing plan, and they received a D&D renewal of their award in January of 2018. We're requesting an extension to allow the developer to continue to address key project tasks so that they can pursue an award from the Department from DHCD, which we expect would be in the summer of 2018. I've provided 2 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is a site map, and the second is a rendering of the proposed project. In summary, if the PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits: 54 units of affordable elderly housing to be created in the Roxbury neighborhood of Boston. The project will revitalize 1 parcel of underutilized land in the neighborhood, and it's expected to create 93,123 construction hours, which will generate jobs among the building trades. In addition, by returning these properties to the tax rolls, the city can expect to recoup an additional $28,296 in the first year of tax revenue. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Great, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Any questions?
It's a great project, and I see no issue, especially, obviously, this project wouldn't go ahead without Department of Housing and Community Development funding and so forth, so any extension to
Yeah.
get
We are pretty confident that we will get funded. It was only in once, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 times, but this is a really good project. It's one of our top priorities, so we're confident that it'll get funding this summer.
Great.
Make a a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vote number 4 is approved.
Thanks, Ron. Good job. Thank you. Good morning.
Vote number 5 is being presented by Neralise Janus, a project manager with the Real Estate Management and Sales Division of D&D. The vote request concerns a tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Korzvo Senioff, vacant land located at Sidlaw Road in Brighton. The purchase price is $87,000. Neralise, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Neralise Janus, and I am a project manager in the Real Estate Management and Sales Division in Department of Neighborhood Development. I am here requesting PFC approval for tentative developer designation of Sidlaw Road in Brighton to Korzvo Senioff. Within the vote package submitted, there is a more comprehensive memo detailing the specifics. In summary of that memo, community notifications letters were mailed out to property owners in the vicinity of the site and relevant elected officials on November 15th, 2017. Notifying the public of D&D's intent to offer the parcel for sale and soliciting feedback. A request for proposal was issued on February 26, 2018, and due on March 30th, 2018. The RFP was advertised in the State Central Register on February 26, 2018, and the Boston Herald on February 26 and March 5th of 2018. One proposal applied. Based on our review of the eligible application, eligible questions on the application against the RFP evaluation criteria, we recommend a tentative developer designation of Korzvo Senioff. I have provided a couple of handouts that show the location and current condition of the parcel, as well as Mr. Senioff's abutting properties. If you look at the thing that I provided, the map that I provided, this is our parcel, and it's an open space that has been within D&D's inventory for 82 years. The total square footage of this parcel is 4,356 square feet, and it's, as you can see, it is completely landlocked. The assessed value is $126,300. The appraised value is $87,000. And Mr. Senioff's intention is to leave it as is. Lastly, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the public benefits. I didn't show you the next slide, which shows the current condition of the parcel, and then I've marked off what he owns. So the parcel that we have is right here between both of his current properties. Lastly, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits: revenue to the city with the sale price of $87,000. Return the property to tax rolls with an estimated $1,000 a year in property tax revenue, and continued outdoor use for the abutters. If the commission has any questions, I would be happy to answer them at this time.
I love this because, first of all, we're selling it at the assessed value to somebody who's not doing anything with it immediately, which is, it looks like a nice little park for a place that doesn't have a lot of green space. But I have to ask this question. I think we're all sort of wondering, 82 years ago, how did this come into the city's inventory?
Tax foreclosure.
And it, like, was there a building on it at the time in the middle of that? Because there's no egress, there's no way to get in or out.
There isn't. There was never a building. I mean, as far as I know, there was never a building on it.
It's sort of like a,
Yeah.
you can't get there from the sidewalk without
know.
walking through anyone
No.
else's private
So
property.
this would only benefit the people who abut it.
Right.
Yeah. So I was happy to find him and
Oh, good
be a
job.
willing, yeah. and be a willing buyer. So
Oh, it sounds like you have the record so far at 82 years.
That is the record.
well, we've been diligently working on these types of parcels within our inventory, so you'll be seeing me here a lot more with parcels like this.
Excellent. Bringing it back to the tax rolls.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Vote number 5 is approved. Vote number 6 is being presented by Christopher Rooney. He's a development officer with the Real Estate Management and Sales Division of D&D. The vote request concerns a tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Development Corporation. vacant land located at 79 Call Street in Jamaica Plain. The purchase price is $100. Chris, if you'd present your vote request, please.
Good morning.
Morning, Chris.
I'm here requesting PFC approval of the tentative developer designation of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Development Corporation for the parcel identified in the vote package in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood of Boston. D&D conducted an extensive public process that resulted in this vote request. 2 community meetings were held to discuss the development of the parcels. A request for proposals was issued on January 29th, 2018, and advertised in the State Central Register in the Boston Herald and Metro. 2 development teams applied to the RFP, and both were determined to meet the minimum eligibility criteria. The Jamaica Plain NDC was invited to a community meeting to present their proposal to neighborhood residents. Based on community feedback and D&D review of all eligible applications against the RFP evaluation criteria, we recommend the tentative developer designation of the Jamaica Plain Neighborhood Development Corporation. In particular, JPNDC's proposal is providing 8 units of deed-restricted affordable housing, consistent with the community's preference as outlined in the development guidelines in the RFP. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. I've also provided 4 handouts related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. The first is the site map. And as you can see, the D&D parcel is the small parcel in the middle, surrounded by 2 Mass Department of Transportation parcels that JPNDC was designated for last fall. So they're going to combine all 3 parcels for this project. The next is the existing conditions of the site. Unfortunately, there's a mature silver maple on the site that's going to have to be taken down to accommodate the project. JPNDC hired an arborist to do a study to see if there was any way they could save it, and unfortunately, in the arborist's report, any construction at all on the site is going to damage the tree beyond its ability to survive. So unfortunately, that's going to come down, but in return, JPNDC is committed to replace caliper for caliper all the trees on the site with their landscaping plan. Next is a street elevation of what the 2 buildings will look like. This is the conceptual. It's gone through some design review already. There'll be further design review as we go forward. And lastly is the proposed site plan of the site. Essentially, the D&D parcel is in the center where the curb cut will be and most of the parking. In summary, if PFC approves the vote request, it will result in the following public benefits: 8 new housing units, including 4 home ownership units and 4 rental units. The 4 home ownership units will be sold to households earning up to 80% of the area median income and will be deed restricted to remain affordable for up to 50 years. The 4 rental units will be rented to households earning up to 60% AMI with an option to be rented up to 80% AMI if necessary for the project to be financially feasible. The project will revitalize 3 parcels of underutilized vacant land in the neighborhood. 1 parcel is owned by the City of Boston. The other 2 parcels are owned by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The project is also expected to create 12,465 construction hours, which will generate jobs among the building trades. The sale of this parcel can also be expected to yield long-term financial benefits to the city. By removing these parcels from the city's inventory, the city will be able to avoid the future costs and liabilities associated with maintaining these properties. The city stands to save an estimated $700 in annual operational costs, such as maintenance, snow plowing, etc., by passing on responsibility for the property managed to JPNDC. In addition, by returning these properties to the tax rolls, the city can expect to recoup an additional $15,312 in annual tax revenue. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
The tax roll, I assume the Commonwealth will also be selling their properties?
Yes. Yep.
Total tax increases, including all 3 parcels?
That's,
Yeah. It's based on the project itself. It's based on there'll be 4 2-families built, 4 home ownership units and 4 rental
State
units.
parcels, good to get state parcels.
Right.
That's great. Any other questions? Commissioner Irish? I would recommend we vote for this.
I make a motion that we approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Vote number 6 is approved. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Can we adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So adjourned.